As some of you may know, I was doing my EU4 every single country tier list, which I only got about 36% done in the first 9-hour stream. But as I was doing that, we stumbled across a country which I had literally never heard of before. A releasable country by the name of Fergana, which allegedly is one of the very few countries in the game to have no national ideas, for which I actually put them in the very lowest tier. But are they actually that bad? That's what we're here to find out. Now, at the start of the game, I think only 2 countries can actually release Fergana, Transoxiana and Mogulistan, but Transoxiana starts as a subject themselves, meaning that they actually cannot release them, leaving us with just Mogulistan. And against my better judgment, we will be playing in Iron Man. So to release Fergana, all we have to do is go down here, and they will have a single province. They do get 2 additional cores, but this is all we get. If we want our other 2 cores, we're going to have to fight Transoxiana for them. And as mentioned, yes, Fergana does not have any ideas. They just have the default national ideas, which if you've never played with them, and I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't, they're really not that good. I don't actually remember if they've ever been updated. Probably, but yeah, no, these are something. On the bright side, we do actually get access to the Mogulistan missions. It's funny because we can't use a lot of these the way that they're intended. For example, we get the Nobles Estate here and that's what this is for, except we already have the Nobles because you were never meant to play this mission tree with a country that isn't a horde. Speaking of which, we are a tribe and we could become a horde at some point if we really want to after a pretty long time. Could also go stateless society. Okay, no, we're not gonna do that. We will go instead with tribal despotism, why not? And hey, at the very least, we can finish a mission that gives us 4 cavalry, yippee. See, one of the problems is that we start with a truce with our dear overlord here. So for the next 5 years, we can't really do much. That is an 8 stab hit and 90 aggressive expansion for that. We do have one really big bonus, and that is that we have a lot of estate land. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hand out a couple of privileges. We can just finish this off, of course. Oh yeah, our guy is also a 122. That's pretty nice. That's really cool. Excellent leader to start with. Okay, Uzbek, I'm gonna ask them to support our independence, except I have a truce with my overlord, never mind. Okay, we're gonna have to wait the full 5 years. Maybe I should have waited for that mission. Free stability, I mean, I'll take that. Hold on, just give me a second. We'll bump that up by 1, get a second stability. That'll help when we declare our independence. Okay, that works though. That's totally cool. Okay, so 15 years. 15 years we can have a playable game, sort of, kind of. Okay. Shahrukh is dead. Lovely. Okay, the time is upon us. I guess I could probably go ahead and summon the Diets, fill some titles, then take some land back. Not that it's very much, but we'll take it. Yes, actually, we do want to regain our liberty. That is perfect. I'm gonna ask Uzbek for their support in our independence, and we were going to ask Oirat, and then literally in the last few moments, they just said no. Thank you, Oirat. Very cool. We quite literally cannot afford to wait. We're just going to go ahead and get ourselves a general, and we're going to have to hope that Uzbek can pull through for us, and we can't even decrease relations, so we're also just going to take the additional stab hit. We can actually get another general, though, so that's not too bad. And he is quite a bit better in a lot of respects. We can't really afford them, but I'm going to keep both generals anyway because they have their own specific uses. Okay, we can bump up stability twice. Let's hope this goes well. Okay, not off to a good start. I forgot you have movement speed, don't you? Yes, you do. Okay, that's really not good. I'm being spawn camped in my own province. I can't do anything. We are making some progress though somehow. Given the starting circumstances, this is actually going about as well as I expected. Not as well as I hoped, but definitely within expectations. I don't really know what I was expecting in this war, but I kind of wanted a more connected country. Uzbek says that they want this stuff, except, you know, you go over here and they say they don't want it, of course. Naturally, just AI moment, right? It's crazy because, like, they really do want a lot of stuff. I just not gonna give it to them. It's a real shame. But hey, we do have independence. That's something. It's a start. I can at least go ahead and repay my 1% loans, at least for the most part. And then I'm actually gonna go ahead and retake those larger merchant loans. Maybe we can do something with that. And of course we can sell titles and take some land back. Fortunately, even though we don't have feudalism, it was pretty close to being done in the capital. We do have like a little bit that's growing alongside the border. So because it's in the capital, it is pretty cheap since we haven't really stated anything else. And we can actually grab the next few techs. We're lucky enough that Jampur is willing to ally us. It's some much needed protection. And we're going to go ahead and actually state everything possible, starting with the gold mine, of course. That's why I took this province. And we've been warned by Oirat. Thank you, Oirat. That's really cool. I like how you're really focused on me existing. We don't want to miss out on what could be an amazing opportunity, so we're going to probably declare war on Transoxiana. Fortunately, both Ajam and Afghanistan are not willing to join them. Fars is, but we can just call in Uzbek. The only problem is that Uzbek is definitely going to want stuff that I want. So we're going to have to be quick and occupy a couple of very key locations. Fortunately, Transoxiana should be a little bit occupied, still fighting the Timurids for independence. We're making some pretty solid progress, actually. Not much resistance from Transoxiana. And we even have another mission. Let's go. Not that it does much. Ooh, and they've taken more land for me to take. That's pretty nice of them. I appreciate that. Tragically, they do have better tech than we do, better mill tech, so gonna be a little tough in some spots. Okay, Uzbek decided that they just wanna not let me have that. Not that they can get it, just that they don't want me to have it, because of course, I'm not gonna give them anything, but EU4 AI is cooperative as always. Let's pick up that next mill tech, it's super important. And we'll take our piece. I'll go ahead and grab Merv as well because it is pretty important, and for some reason they did hand that to me. Oh, I guess they just don't want it. Okay, fine. Technically, we don't have a claim either, but whatever. And nobody even cares. Perfect. Khorasan has just declared war on Transoxiana. They're likely to get something done here, but in the meantime, I would like to declare war on them, actually, with the help of Afghanistan. Okay, things are going well. We just got a stack wipe on Fars. They have like nobody left. And you want knowledge sharing. That is super funny that you don't have feudalism. Sure. It's gonna spread to them anyway. We are allied. Oh, that's nice. You know, usually we don't check on the Burgundian succession when we're playing outside of Europe too much, but that's Volgast. They just got the Burgundian inheritance. Very cool, Volgast. Alright, Fars we're gonna ask for a bunch of money from. For reparations, max money, and that's kinda cool. We're gonna take about as much land as we can from Khorasan. I don't think we can actually take anything else. Some countries are going to get upset. A lot of them have truces with me or are too small to be an actual threat, or frankly, I just don't really care that much. We've grown by at least 150 development, that's nice. Definitely take that to help deal with overextension. But yeah, that's going to be enough expansion for now. At least we were able to take advantage of the most important early game situation, which is the fall of the Timurids. Let's go ahead, sell some titles, and take some land back. We're going to need that for... I don't even know what. We'll just have the money. Actually, I would like a level 2 admin advisor. Just grab Tech 6. Presumably, we will be able to win pretty much any war against an AI that has Tech 5 or lower. The problem is that we still kind of don't want to test that. We can also go ahead and abdicate. Excellent idea, given how bad our current ruler is and how good the heir is. Should have done that a little bit ago, actually. This costs us a little bit of stability, but we do gain more points each month, so that's actually not a big deal. Normally, going for the capital isn't a great idea because every country capital has increased war score cost just from being the capital. But if we make it the war goal by getting a claim on it and then occupy it in that war, it actually decreases the war score cost. So it's not terrible if we make it the war goal. Oh wait, Uzbek literally just declared a war right as I was about to. That's cool. Alright, maybe we don't fight this one yet. Very cool, Uzbek. That's 2 for 2, actually. Trying to start a war, and then a country decides to immediately start a war a month before I do that. That's really cool. Let's at least make sure we still get our power projection. Right, we don't have enough prestige for that. Okay, that's fine. We still want some power projection. Let's go ahead and grab one more stability to make sure we have, you know, at least one. I'm a little bit concerned about Oirat potentially becoming a tributary to Ming. That would sort of suck for us. So we're going to go ahead and actually declare this war immediately. Since we are taking out loans, might as well go ahead and grab the good ones. Should have done that before we had to take out a loan, but it's fine. Now, what is Ming going to do with Oirat? Because they could do pretty much whatever they want. They're just not doing it yet. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this tech, and we might as well grab this one as well, just so we get the bonus for a little bit. I'm hoping at some point we can actually ally the Ottomans, because they are much more likely to get the Renaissance and be able to give it to me. Oh, there we go. Ming has finished their war with Oirat. Let's go ahead and occupy a bunch of stuff. Oh, that's cool. Enforced peace from Ming. It's really funny considering you... Like, why? Why are you like this? Wait, hold on. To enforce peace, doesn't the other country have to like you? They hate you. How are you allowed to do this? Okay, well, okay, I guess we're just gonna say no and then see what we can take in this war anyway. Ming is, willing to leave immediately. That is so funny. Ming sitting there like, I really thought they would back down. Hey, listen, man, it's It's nothing to be embarrassed about. You can just leave, man. It's okay. Actually, why do I get 9% war score against you? Okay, well, hold on. Maybe I can actually ask him for a bit of money. That would be super funny. Oh my god, I think I can. Hold on. Thanks for the money. I thought they were trying to enforce peace. In reality, they were just offering me a loan with no interest and I never have to pay it back. Thank you. I didn't know they were cool like that. Well, at the very least, Ming does know of my existence and Oirat, as I suspected, is actually a tributary. So, my plan here is to actually get a border with Ming and then ask to become their tributary. If they say yes, then I can continue to gobble up their other tributaries until they actually hate me, which could happen. Also, we do need to swap away from our military focus. We have good enough miltech now, so it's not a big deal. Okay, this is going to be quite hefty, but we do need to maintain our miltech. It has been a very ugly war so far, but we can finish things off. We get our border with Ming, which we were hoping to get so that we can ask to become their tributary. That'll allow us to continue invading Oirat and however many other subjects we can get access to. But that's going to be the end of this war, at least. Okay, so we get a permaclaim on Mongolia. Actually, what I should do is not core this stuff until I get that claim, because it'll save me a little bit of admin. We get a permaclaim, we get the decision to restore Yuan, which I'm pretty sure we already had, but alright, I guess. Actually, if I become Yuan... No, I don't get to become a horde. Okay, never mind. We also finished the unification of Chagatai, giving us a little bit of base production in a particular province. This one right there. Oh, that's the gold province. Hey, perfect. You know what? Just for this mission tree, I might go back to that tier list and upgrade Fergana to a low F tier instead of a yikes. At least they do have a good mission tree. We can give them that. Let's go ahead and repay our loans because our new ones are like roughly, but not quite, 50% larger. Okay, please give me tributary status, please. What do you mean strategic interests minus 1,000? We literally border each other. Come on, man, please. You know, I just want to be friends. I'll pay you tribute. Don't you love tribute? You're the Empire of China. You love tribute. Oh, unless you really, really want this stuff. Oh, you might. Okay, because we could use the money, I'm going to sell titles and take some land back. And the next target is ideally a Ajam. Although they do have friends. But I do too, so it's kind of alright. Oh, wait a second. What they meant is that I can just restore the Great Yuan, like, as a subject. That's okay. I think we're not going to do that. Because I'm afraid it's going to get rid of our border with Ming, and I sort of want to keep that so that hopefully they will make me into a tributary. The admin tech is actually not that much more expensive. In fact, it's cheaper than usual, so I'll just take it. That gives us our first idea group. I'm not looking forward to getting anything from the national ideas. There's not much here, but I guess 2.5% discipline is something. Given how strained we are for admin already, I think we're probably going to take some kind of mill idea group. Something to help us expand faster, which of course offensive is always good for, giving us that additional siege ability, letting us quite literally end wars quicker just by finishing sieges faster. That and the discipline is quite nice. Let's do a quick war against Mogulistan and the Timurids because we need to break those Timurid alliances and then we can come back in a couple of years. Easy battle with the Timurids, after all, we do have Tech 7. They're willing to leave and I don't want a super long truce with them. I'm simply going to get rid of their massive chain of alliances and one of their guarantees. Well, actually, they can keep Hassa. Those guys are literally one island. We do want the truce to be reasonably long, but not too long, so I will take a little bit of extra money. And then, from Mogulistan themselves, we will get full annexation once this guy either dies or we need to beat up their army. Or if we just kind of wait long enough, I guess. Alright, we have finished off a new mission. Revenge against Timur, that makes sense. We did just beat the Timurids in a war, technically. So we get our permaclaim on the Khorasan region. Perfect. Plus another general with 60 tradition and 1 additional siege. Not too bad. I'm gonna see if I can get the Ottomans to like me before I take land that's kinda close to them. Because again, I would like to see if I could get them to share knowledge with me. And okay, I'm gonna have to wait until they're done with Shirvan. It says it's going to take until 1492, but if we actually check Shirvan, it's not gonna take that long, probably. There we go. Should probably ditch another alliance. Actually, I'm probably going to ditch Uzbek, but not yet. I might need them. Okay, Ajam, I'm gonna call in the Great Horde. We're gonna go and grab a few provinces, see if we can get closer to the Ottomans. In theory, they would give me knowledge sharing, but we'll see. Besides, it doesn't hurt to take more of Persia. Okay, wait a second. Turns out a lot more people do actually have knowledge than I thought they did. Okay, so how do you... Oh, right, Adele, right. You get free institutions, don't you? I forgot this building existed. Okay, sure. I'll get it from somebody else then, and that works for me. We have our first idea. Let's go. 2.5% discipline. I don't think I've seen this on any other country, or at least not for a while. I think they used to do this a lot more. But then, you know, time goes on, more features are added, everything gets buffed in the end. Except for national ideas. These remain completely the same. Hey, listen, man, I don't think we're gonna do that, actually. You know, it's really nice of you to join my war. Really appreciate you being a great distraction, but, yeah, no, I don't think so. We can easily kick Shirvan out of this war. Not sure what to do with Baluchistan. On one hand, I do want to annex them. On the other hand, I probably shouldn't do that while they're not a co-belligerent. It's extra aggressive expansion for pretty much no reason. Plus, their land kinda sucks for the most part. That's not a lot of development. I guess they can just leave. It doesn't really matter that much. Not a really strong negative reaction from anyone around us. Doesn't seem to be a very big deal. Then we can actually sell some titles and take some more Crown Lac. Crown Lac, yes. And then I'm gonna come down here and release Luristan. It will put us a little bit over our relations limit, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually just gonna make another vassal in Isfahan, and then I can get my strong duchies. And we're actually a great power. We've also just surpassed Ajam. Kinda forgot to rival them before the war, actually, which is really embarrassing. But anyway, we can now rival... Oh, those are not good options. Well, I did at some point say that I wanted to invade Uzbek, and that is kinda true still. Kinda Truzbek, if you will. It is a little more expensive than I would like, but honestly, I'm just gonna take the Renaissance. It is 1489. Really don't want to wait any longer than this. Next, I think we're interested in taking the rest of Transoxiana, or however much we can take from them. I probably will need Uzbek's help with this, but I'm gonna wait until I have most of this stuff occupied first. Okay, that should just about do it. Okay, perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and call in our ally. We can also get another idea group. Not sure what I want for this one, to be honest. Could take espionage for the aggressive expansion reduction, but I kind of feel like it's not going to be an issue. We'll take diplomatic, it's fine. Let's go ahead and grab these techs, and then I can actually go ahead and use my religious ability. Just wanted to make sure I had that tech cost reduction. Although it's really just 5%, it's not that much. He's out with Kazan, then with Baluchistan, who seems to ally everybody constantly all the time. And we can just barely fully annex Transoxiana, with barely a coalition as well. The war with the Timurids is going to have to wait until they're done fighting the Mamluks at least. Otherwise, that war will drag on forever. On the other hand, I could actually use this opportunity to try and block the Mamluks from being able to take anything. Because if they don't have anything coastal occupied, then they can't actually core anything, and thus they can't actually take anything. It's a bold move. We'll see if it works out. Gujarat is the only country that might be a slight problem, and not really. They're Tech 6 with 15,000 troops. But nonetheless, to make my life easier, I'm going to call in Jampur. And the Mamluks took nothing. Beautiful. Now for the big question, how bad of a peace deal is this? So it's not great. That is the Mamluks that I'm seeing in there. So generally not amazing. We did manage to bump up their opinion a little bit. This will probably be fine. Probably. Just a little bit of territory. Just, don't worry about that. It's fine. We have dealt with all of our rebels, so we can take some land back finally. For whatever reason, Oirat is no longer a tributary of Ming, so we can just easily invade them. I did build up the army a little bit more, not for this mission, but I guess we have completed it as well. Zhao thought it would be really funny to also invade Oirat at the same time, so that's really nice. Caradel, I think I'm actually just going to full annex. Well, once they allow me to. There we go. Without ever having to fight Oirat a single time, we've gotten ourselves a 100% peace deal. Lovely. I could have, but I figured it would be a waste of manpower, and frankly, they do still have the Horde tech group. So them being 1 mil tech behind doesn't really mean that much. Instead, they get to take out a whole bunch of loans because they make no money and have a really large army. Anyway, I'll be taking that. And okay, it looks like we can actually release Mongolia. Lovely. I wanted to do that because, of course, they have insane cores. The next war with Oirat would be significantly easier, or less aggressive expansion, at least. Teams have also finished another mission. Control over the northern Yuan, sure. And apparently another one. Yep, that makes sense. We'll lock in the Devout Path, although honestly, this might be the place where we end things off. Indisputably, this is one of the countries of all time. Certainly one of the ones that you can play in Europa Universalis 4. I honestly didn't even expect this much. I don't know what I could say other than Fergana, more like forgotten, am I right? Anyway, we did end up in the number 5 Great Power spot. Actually, in theory, if we let a month go by, we would be in the number 4 spot, right? Because, yeah, it has not updated yet. The economy is not great, but honestly, it could be worse. Thank you guys very much for watching, and if you'd like to suggest any other extremely obscure countries in EU4 for me to take a look at, then go ahead and drop a suggestion in the comments below. And if you liked today's video, leaving a like would be super appreciated. But for now, this is Corbett, signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. A big thank you to the patrons for this month. All of these people do receive early access for as low as $1, so I'd like to give a big thank you to those who decide to donate more than that, including Erica, Baby Cow, Born to Dunk, Luca Becker, Mikhail Sample, Nick Steffel, Q-Brute, AG Forero, Ben Mottram, Quiet Guy, Rosset, Torvald, Ambient Cyan, Elysia Tatze, James Levy, Luke78776, Stalin DLRP, White Rook, and Robert.